All right, guys. Today I want to discuss the most asked question that I get, which is how do I reduce my body fat? Now, most of you have probably seen videos of fitness experts telling you to do stomach exercises, abdominal exercises, and claiming that is how you will reduce body fat. That's certainly not true. To understand how to reduce body fat, you must first understand what is body fat. Okay, let's go step by step here. Body fat is stored energy. It is basically the energy that you require to do your movements or to stay alive. Excess energy gets stored in your body as fat. So, for example, if you do not have food for a few days, you will use your body fat to sustain life, to sustain your body, to be able to continue moving. So, body fat is simply stored energy. What is energy? Why do we need it? Let's talk about that. Your car cannot move, you cannot drive your car without energy. So, what form of energy do we put into our car? Traditional, you know, gasoline cars use gasoline or petrol. Now we have electrical vehicles which use electrical energy. So let's talk about, to keep it simple, let's talk about traditional cars. In there, you pump gasoline and you measure it in a unit called a liter or gallon in the US. You know exactly how many miles or kilometers you'll be able to drive with a full tank of gas, right? Now our body is different. We can eat more than we require. We have this amazing God created system that any excess energy that we consume gets stored for later usage in the form of fat. Why is obesity on the rise currently? Because we have abundance when it comes to food. We live in an age where food is readily available to most of us that are watching this, right? Right now, if I wanted to eat any different type of food, I would open up an app on my phone. If you're in the US, you'll open up Grubhub. If you're in Pakistan, you'll open up Food Panda. If you're in Dubai, you'll open up Talabat. And you can order anything you want to eat, and it'll be in your home within half an hour to an hour, right? You don't even have to think about it. It could be 2 in the morning, and you can order food. That's not how it used to be historically. Historically, obviously, you worked, you farmed, or you did some sort of labor, and then you got some food and stayed healthy. Because of this abundance in food, we're not eating because we're hungry. We're eating because we are bored. We are eating because we get pleasure from eating, from tasting different things, whether they be salt, sugars, etc. We are eating to please ourselves, not to fulfill our hunger. First point. Now, let's go back to body fat. Body fat is stored energy. 1 pound of body fat contains 3,500 calories. Okay? What is calories? Calorie is simply a unit in which we measure the energy in our body. Just like in a car, we use liters or gallons for fuel, in our body, we use calories to measure how much energy we have or we require. So if you did absolutely nothing and basically laid in bed almost in a coma, you would have still your breathing, your heart beating, different metabolic processes going on in your body that all require energy. And that is your base energy requirement. It is known as basal metabolic rate, or BMR. We can get a good estimate of what your basal metabolic rate is based on a few factors. Number one, your gender. Males will have a higher energy consumption than females. Number two, age. Older people utilize less energy than younger people. Three, height. The taller you are, the more energy you consume. Four, your body weight, or specifically your lean muscle mass or your lean tissue. That the more lean tissue that you have, the more energy you utilize. But overall, if you are heavy, you still consume more energy. Now, why is BMR important? If you want to reduce your belly fat, you have to understand how much energy your body requires just to stay alive. Okay? With most people, nobody's laying in bed. They do few tasks. You go to the bathroom, you go to the office, you go, drive your car. All of this, your daily life, not physical activity, just normal people that don't do any exercise, nothing. They still utilize more energy than their basal metabolic rate. Usually, we take the basal metabolic rate and we multiply it by 1.2, and that will give you your daily caloric expenditure. So the average for people is around 2,000 calories per day. For you individually, it might be more, or it might be less. It all depends on your activity level. Okay, so now let's move on to the second part, how to reduce belly fat. Like I said before, belly fat is simply stored energy. All it is stored energy. To reduce belly fat, you have to use that stored energy. And the only way you're going to use that stored energy is if you do not consume your daily required amount. So, for example, if you require 2,000 calories in a day to keep your functions going, to stay alive, to move about, you require 2,000 calories. But you eat 2,000 calories. Now that fat is not required to be converted into energy and be utilized. So that belly fat will stay there. If you eat more than 2,000 calories, if you eat in a caloric surplus, you will add on to that fat. And how much more you eat will determine how much or how fast you will add on fat. Secondly, if you eat less than 2,000 calories, so your required amount is 2,000 calories, and say you only consume 1,500 calories. So that extra 500 calories that you have it has to come from somewhere. So what your body will do is it will use the body fat to provide that energy. That's simple. This is where all weight loss comes from. Calorie deficit, eating less calories than you require. So what do we do as fitness professionals to help you lose weight or help you lose body fat? First thing, we have to make sure you're in a deficit. If you're exercising, no matter how much you exercise, but you eat more calories than you burn, you will never lose weight. It's impossible. If you eat more calories than you burn, you will not lose weight, you will gain weight. If you eat exactly as many calories as you burn, you will stay at the same place. To lose weight, you have to eat less calories than your requirement. So, usually what I do with my clients is the first thing is to reduce a little bit of calories from their diet, just a little bit, maybe 200, 250 calories. And then we add an exercise, which burns 200 to 300 calories, right? So now we're in a deficit of 500 calories. If you were to eat 500 calories less than your required amount every day for 1 week, 7 times 500 will equal 3,500 calories. So for the entire week, you will be in a 3,500 calorie deficit. So after 1 week, you will lose 1 pound of body fat. And this is the reason why when you see these different exercises or these different programs that tell you, if you join and you're going to drop all this crazy weight, like lose 10 pounds in a week, it's not possible. It is possible in water weight. It's not possible as body fat because you'll never be in that in that much of a calorie deficit. So be aware of influencers that keep telling you belly exercises to lose body fat. It's a scientific fact that you cannot pick and choose where your body gets rid of fat. You cannot, no matter what you do. If you're in a deficit, depending on your genetics, you will lose fat from different areas of the body. You cannot say, I only want to reduce fat from the stomach, but I want to keep fat on my face, or I want to keep fat on my shoulder, or something like that. It doesn't work that way. Imagine you have a big swimming pool, right? It's a rectangular swimming pool, and you have a diving board on one side, and you're like, oh, you know what? I just want to remove 1 cup of water next to the diving board. The moment you scoop 1 cup up, the water will even out again. Your body fat works similarly. By exercising the muscles of a region, you cannot reduce body fat in that region. Body fat will go from the entire body at a different rate. So understand that doing stomach exercises will not reduce body fat. It will reduce only if you're in a calorie deficit. Understand this. If you're in a deficit, you don't have to do any exercise. So say you require 2,000 calories and you only eat 1,500 calories when you don't do any exercise. You will still lose weight. And the difference is you will not only lose body fat, you will lose muscle mass as well. By strength training along with diet, you will build lean muscle, keeping your metabolic rate elevated, and you will reduce body fat. This is why exercise is important. But to say that you're going to lose belly fat by doing crunches or high knees or all sorts of different exercises that I see on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and those influencers also know this. Either they're just trying to market to you and they know and they're experts, or two, they really don't know and they're not experts and they've just gotten into this industry. So do yourself a favor. If you want to go on a weight loss journey, find yourself a good exercise professional, a personal trainer. And if you're not good with managing your meals, get yourself a dietitian who can design a meal plan for you. Personal trainers don't make diet plans. Dietitians do. Understand this. As a personal trainer, in my personal training courses, we're never taught how to create a meal plan. Never. So if your personal trainer is giving you a meal plan, guess what? He's just looking it up on Google. What we are trained to do is to understand calories and how to manage portion sizes. That is it. As a nutritionist, me being a nutritionist, we're given a little more knowledge, but we still don't make meal plans for different individuals. We guide them on nutrition. A dietitian, a registered dietitian, somebody with a master's degree in nutrition and board exams, board licensures, they're the ones who are going to create your diet plan for you. And honestly, unless you have some sort of metabolic condition, you have some chronic illness, you don't really need a diet plan. You just need to understand how to eat better. You don't need somebody to tell you what specific foods to eat. You just need to control your portions better. So if you want to go on a weight loss journey, like and subscribe my page, because many more videos like this one are going to come up to inform you on how to make better choices, how to stay away from the influencers that are telling you, do crunches and you'll reduce body fat. Not going to happen. And I'll give you great tips on different types of exercises that you can do at home, you can do in the gym. And any questions that you may have, feel free to message me on Instagram, Amar Hassan Fitness, and like and subscribe this channel to keep up to date with all the different videos that I'll be posting in the upcoming days. Have a great day and stay healthy.